Hi, Stacy?
Uh-huh.
This is Deb.
Yeah. Debbie?
Is someone there with you?
Yeah, Ellen's here.
Oh, well, see, I wanted to invite you to my birthday party this Friday night. Oh, and Ellen, too.
Well, are there going to be any guys there?
No, it's a slumber party. And my dad's going to go out and get some pizza, and, we're going to have some birthday cake and stuff.
Just that. Dad, bring birthday cake and pizza.
Stacy?
Stacy.
Well, I don't know. We might come.
Or we might not.
Well, I kind of need to know, 'cause my mother told me that I could only have 10 people, and I need to know.
Well, I'll let you know later. Ellen and me may be doing something Friday night.
Okay. Bye.
Debbie, aren't you off that phone yet?
Yeah, Mom. I'm off.
Here, hang up this sweater. It doesn't belong on the doorknob. Honestly, you talk on that telephone every night. It's constantly ringing off the hook. Drives your father crazy. And here, these clothes go in the dirty clothes hamper, okay?
Yeah, but it's always for you and Missy. Nobody calls me.
Well, Doreen calls you every night.
Wow, Doreen. She calls just to find out the homework assignments.
Is there anything wrong, honey?
No, nothing's wrong.
Well, okay. Then you better get on with your homework.
Mom, do I have to have a party this year? Couldn't we just do some family thing or something?
Well, you've always had a birthday party. Why would you want to change this year?
But slumber parties are baby stuff. Nobody has slumber parties anymore.
Well, Doreen had one last month.
Wow, Doreen, her little sister, and me. Nobody else showed up.
I can't understand some parents. You mean they allow their kids to accept invitations to parties and then the kids don't show up?
I don't know. Most parents don't know what their kids do.
Oh, I can't believe that. And yes, I would like for you to have a birthday party. Besides, you do owe a lot of invitations.
To who? Doreen?
Why, to all of your friends.
Mom, I have not been invited to one party all year long.
Now, Deb, you know that can't be true.
It is true. Why do you think I spend every weekend babysitting? I don't have any place else to go. All the kids I hung around with in grade school run around with a different crowd now.
Yeah, but you knew they'd make new friends, and you have too.
I haven't. I can't.
Oh, don't give me that stuff.
Mom, I have been calling kids all night, and not one of them has said for sure that they can come to my party.
Well, what about Stacy and Ellen? Gosh, you've been close to them.
I just called Stacy. Her and Ellen laughed at me when I invited them. They're not coming.
She and Ellen. Why not?
I told you, because they run around with a different crowd now. And all the girls think that girl parties are baby stuff.
You mean they only go to boy-girl parties?
All the popular kids do. Every Friday and Saturday night.
Well, you know, I don't approve of that.
Yeah, I know you don't.
Well, what's that supposed to mean? Do you want boys to come to your birthday party?
No, not really. Nobody's going to show up anyway.
Oh, come on. Get off the self-pity kick.
It's not self-pity. I'm just being realistic. Hey, let's drop the whole thing, all right?
Debbie, you wore my new blouse and you wrecked it. You got the cuts filthy. Now you're gonna buy me a new one.
Oh, bug off, Missy. You give me a pain. You're always wearing my stuff.
Now, girls.
Yeah, but you're such a goat, you always wreck my clothes. I'm telling you, stay out of my closet.
Get off my case. Will you tell her to shut up and get out of here?
Missy and Debbie, would you two please stop it?
If I ever catch you in my closet again, you're gonna get it, you little...
Missy, that's enough of that. I don't want to hear that language around your sister or anybody.
She doesn't know any other kind of language.
Bull, you ought to hear the way her crowd talks. That Ellen and Stacy are a couple two-bit sleazes.
Better than those freaks and heads up at high school. Anyway, I don't run around with Stacy and Ellen anymore.
What's wrong? You too good for them?
No.
If you two girls don't stop it right now, I'm calling your father.
Oh, Mom, please don't think Daddy on us.
No, not the terrible teddy bear. Anything but that.
You two. You think you can wrap him around your little finger.
You do it, too.
What?
Wrap him around your little finger.
Well, he is a little outnumbered, right?
I get it. Hello? Yeah, just a minute. It's for you.
Oh, okay. I'll take it in the kitchen. And, Deb, go ahead with the plans for the party. It'll turn out just great. Okay?
Sure, Mom.
What's she talking about?
Oh, my birthday party. Hey, I'm sorry I got your blouse dirty.
That's okay. You can clean it, goat. So what kind of blast you gonna throw?
Oh, I don't know. Mom wants me to have another slumber party.
Sweet.
Yeah, just like 3rd grade again. Put on your little party dress, invite all the goody-goodies over, open presents, blow out the candles. Jeez, I wish we could just forget about the whole thing.
Oh, what the heck. Throw the kind of party you want. Wish they'd let me have a party.
Not too likely, since Mom's still finding empty beer cans under the furniture from the last one.
Big deal. There's always some party crashers who bring some beer. Doesn't mean a thing. Boy, wait till you get to high school. You'll go to some parties that'll just blow your mind.
Not me.
Why not?
I don't even get invited to the ones in junior high.
In high school, you don't need an invitation. You just go.
Well, I'd better get back to work. So far, I'm 0 for 8.
What do you mean?
I've called 8 people, and not one of them has said for sure that they can come to my party.
Oh? Is there a game or a big bash that night?
No game. I wouldn't know about the parties. I never hear about them until they're over.
What's the problem?
Me, I guess.
Yeah, you are sort of a mess.
Gee, thanks a bunch.
Missy, get in here right now and unplug this curling iron. You know you're going to burn this house down someday.
Coming, Mother. Really, I want to talk to you about this some more, okay? Just stay cool. And these are mine.
October 14th. This party thing has got me down. It's the pits. The popular kids aren't going to show up, and if they don't come, nobody else will come either. Then everybody will know I threw a party and nobody came. It's humiliating. I could just die. But Mom doesn't understand. She's going to make me have that stupid party no matter what. Sometimes I wish I could start junior high all over again. I'd create a new image for myself. A new image, a new image, a new image, a new image, a new image.
But it's not who you know, and it's not where you go, baby. Happiness is just how you feel. I know that I'm no celebrity, and I'm not the talk of the town. But I've been the one who picks you up when someone knocks you down. And I may not be what you were looking for, but I'll always be where you are. Lighten up your darkness, baby, so you won't have to catch a star. You won't have to catch a star.
There she is.
She did show up.
Man, I'm gonna ask her to dance.
Forget it, man. She's out of your class.
Man, I'd trade my bass for her.
Who is that fox? That, my friend, is Debbie.
Oh, please don't let me interrupt. I do so enjoy watching you young people dance. Please, go right ahead. Hi, Dad. Oh, Stacy, I didn't notice you.
Gee, that's okay, Dad. Ellen and me, we were just wondering,
Well, I'm having a party Friday night, and I was wondering if you could, well, if you would,
if you just show up for a little while.
My brother could pick you up in his brand new sports car.
Your brother, the gearhead.
Oh, Deb, please, if you just put in an appearance, it'd really make the night for us. Everybody'd want to come if they knew you'd be there.
How sweet. I might come, but then again, I might not.
Oh, please.
Debbie, would you, like to dance?
No, thank you.
Please, Deb, if you just put in an appearance.
Oh, you kids will have to excuse me. I see someone I have to talk to.
Debbie, oh, wow.
Debbie, you look great.
Roger, you poor thing. I know you've been trying to call me all week, but my schedule has been absolutely hectic.
Wow, she is so popular.
Don't you wish you could be a little bit, just a little bit like her?
Have you seen Debbie? Doreen, you'll never get near in that crowd.
She's got the whole high school football team following her around.
I gotta talk to her. Debbie? Debbie! 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 Hey, Debbie, wait up!
Oh, hi, Doreen.
Hi. What are you doing about that assignment for communications class tomorrow?
I don't know.
I'm doing mine on ESP and psychic phenomena.
Yeah? Dynamite. Stacy! Hey, Stacy!
I'll go to the library and help you get stuff for your speech if you want.
Hey, Stacy! Stacy, hi, what you doing? Geez, you're loud. Sorry. Hey, you want to go to the Gables after school for a Coke? No, we got practice after school.
I'll go with you, Deb. Did you hear me?
Then will you save me a place at lunch? I got something to talk to you about.
I'll save you a place at lunch. I don't like to eat alone anyway.
Ellen was supposed to meet me here.
You can have my dessert and we can talk.
Wait till I tell you what happened to Brad in math class today, see? Ellen, over here, hurry up.
Well, we haven't had a chance to really sit down and talk lately.
All the guys were standing behind the door waiting for Brad when Mr. Zentz walked in first, and he...
What's this? Your cheering section?
Come on, let's go. Well, save me a place at lunch, and I'll tell you about the whole thing.
Of course, if you're too busy at lunch, you could come over to my house tonight, or I could stop by yours. Or... Do you want me to give you a call?
What are you babbling about?
I'm meeting you for lunch. You're doing something together tonight.
Doreen, you are such an airhead.
Well, Deb, what'd I do?
Well, you gonna answer it or what?
Yeah. Hello? Yeah, Doreen. No. Hey, can I call you back later? Yeah, I promise I'll call. Okay, bye. Doreen.
I gathered that.
She's so out of it.
She is, huh?
She's always calling me up and following me around. She's a pest.
Maybe she's just lonely.
If she is, she brought it on herself.
How do you figure?
Nobody likes to be around her.
Oh, she's really insulting and obnoxious, huh?
No, not insulting. Just out of it.
Oh. How do you get in it?
Missy, what are you driving at? Is this Be Kind to a Misfit week or something?
No. I like her, though. She reminds me of somebody I know. Look, I just feel sorry for her, that's all.
Why?
Well, she's having a bad time of it. I know how she feels. Junior high can be really rotten.
How would you know?
I was a lot like her. And you.
What's that crack supposed to mean? I'm like her?
Oh, no, you're the belle of the ball.
Oh, get off it.
Hey, I'm not putting you down. I've been there, too.
No, you haven't. Not like this.
Oh, really? What would you say if I told you that when I was in 7th grade, I never once got asked to a movie or a party or to spend the night at somebody's house? All the popular boys call me Pizza Face.
Pizza face?
Yeah, I was a real winner. Zits, glasses, buck teeth, and a horse laugh.
I remember. You were a pretty funny case.
I remember once I got mad at Laura Dorn for not inviting me to her first boy-girl party. I always had her to my parties. Anyway, I got so mad I called her mom and told on her.
Oh, you didn't.
Did I ever? The next day, Laura and her crowd caught me in the halls and started pushing me around and yelling at me. One of them poured paint all over my new sweater. It was awful. Nobody talked to me for a month.
I never knew about that.
No, I didn't talk about it around here much, but it was pretty bad. So I'm telling you, I've been there.
But how did you make it in high school then? I mean, you've got lots of friends now.
Simple. I just counted noses.
Is that supposed to make sense?
Sure. The way I have it figured, maybe 10% of the school is the popular clique. That leaves 90% of the kids on the outside trying to get in. I just figured there are more of us than there are of them. Why should a couple dozen of them make hundreds of us feel like turkeys? So I just made friends with a bunch of kids like me who couldn't get into the popular clique.
But you are popular now.
Not really. Not the way you mean, at least.
Oh, don't give me that. You're always going to parties and dances.
Yeah, but I go with my crowd. The kids I hang around with aren't exactly the jet set, but we have a lot of fun times together.
You mean to tell me that Mike and Susan and Kathy, they aren't popular?
Well, we're popular with each other, but we don't exactly run the high school.
I always thought you guys were popular.
Hey, maybe I'm not head cheerleader or class president or a big jock, but I've got a lot of good friends and I'm happy. Maybe happy's more important than popular. Did you ever think of that?
Well, I wasn't trying to cut you down.
Okay. You just remember, your ideas are going to change when you get to high school. It's so much bigger than junior high that there's room for a lot of cliques. The marching band hangs around together. Kids on the newspaper and the yearbook hang around together. Debate team hangs around together.
You mean to tell me that there's not one special group that runs the whole school?
Sure there is. There's a group of, I guess you'd call them beautiful people. They're the homecoming queens and the star jocks, the kids with the flashy clothes and the cool cars. They sort of run around together. But just because you don't fit in that group doesn't mean you have to be left out in the cold. But you do have to make an effort to make friends.
It's so different in junior high. I don't have all those choices.
You know what your problem is? You're letting Ellen and Stacy decide who's worthy of being your friend and who's not.
Oh, I don't buy that.
Why not? It's not so weird. You figure just because somebody hasn't been accepted in the popular clique, there's something wrong with them. So you ignore them too. Well, don't you?
Well, maybe.
So Stacy and Ellen are keeping you from making friends with 90% of the kids in your class. I gotta get on my homework.
Hey, wait a second. I'm not sure what you're telling me to do. Am I supposed to go crawl into a cave and forget about the next couple of years and start over fresh in high school?
Hey, I'm not telling you have to do anything.
All right. Don't bite my head off. Just tell me what you think I ought to do.
Look, if I were you, I'd take a fresh look at the kids in my classes right now. Forget about whether Ellen and Stacy would make fun of them or not. Make up your own mind about them.
But if I start making friends with kids that Ellen and Stacy don't like, then I'll never have a chance to be in their group.
So what? Come on, be realistic. They're never going to let you or anybody else into that clique.
Why not?
Well, if they open up that clique and let everybody join in, then it wouldn't be such a high and mighty exclusive group anymore. I mean, if everybody's in that group, who'd be left to admire them? No, they've got a special interest in keeping that clique as small and as exclusive as possible.
You really don't like popular kids, do you?
Some of them I do. You know, there's some kids up at the high school who get to be super popular just because they're really nice. I mean, they're friendly to everybody. They've got a good sense of humor, and they'll help you out if you need it. And that's all they've really got going for them, is they're nice.
Well, I guess I could look around and see if there are any kids I'd like to be friends with.
You could start with Doreen.
Doreen?
Why not? She already wants to be your friend. She's lonely, and she seems pretty nice. She'd never put you down or try and use you, would she?
Well, no, I guess not.
And you can depend on her, can't you? What more could you ask in a friend?
But she's no fun.
How would you know? You never gave her a chance. You were too busy running after Ellen and Stacy and trying to leave Doreen behind. Just think about that. Where are those records of mine?
Doreen, huh?
It's just a thought.
It's a thought.
I know that I'm no celebrity, and I'm not the talk of the town, but I've been the one who picks you up when someone knocks you down. And I may not be what you were looking for, but I'll always be where you are, and lighten up your darkness, baby, so you won't have to catch a star.
Hello, everybody. I'm Skip Alzheimer. I'm back home, back in the basement. Thanks for tuning in today for our AV Geeks Lunchtime streaming event. So it's a thought. I showed that on Friday at the beach, and then the internet went out about halfway through, and was out for about 2 hours. And so I was desperately trying to communicate with people and trying to get access to it and kind of make notes and say like, hey, the internet's out. But yeah, it was beat, totally beat. And I don't think it was related to the tropical depression. I think it was just related to being at the beach. And so all in all, it went pretty well, though. I was surprised. I was able to actually stream okay from my laptop and the internet that we did have when it was working. So thanks for bearing with me with that. That last film, It's a Thought, I showed it, I did a AV Geeks prom in Houston and in Austin, Texas. And we showed this as part of it because it was that amazing dance fantasy scene. It's pretty great. And, you know, this film is interesting because it flies kind of in the face of the Are You Popular? And, you know, how to basically mimic the popular kids in attaining that status of being popular. And a lot of the films from Cornette deal with popularity and being popular and aspiring towards that popularity. But this one is like, who cares? Count the noses is probably the best line I've had in that film. It's like, what do you mean count the noses? Well, think about all the other kids there. They're not popular. So anyways, I love that film. It is kind of a downer, but it's also ultimately it's great because this reminds me of I was at a film conference in Savannah, Georgia, and left early to go back to my 30th high school reunion. And I was going to meet with my wife. She was coming from another location, so I could introduce my wife to all my people I went to high school with. And as I was driving, I was like, man, I'm driving like 5 hours to go hang out with people that I only hung out with for 4 years, 30 years ago. And unfortunately, I was borne out with that. And when I went to the reunion, there were only people there that I didn't have classes with. There was only a handful of people that I knew, and I don't know, they weren't interested in talking with me. And I kind of introduced them to my wife, but I was like, none of my best friends were there, none of the people I had classes with. So it was like, why did I do this? I should have stayed back in Savannah and partied with the film archivist people because they're awesome. And those are people I have longer relationships with. This next film is called Clothes We Wear, and this teaches us about clothes that we wear. Enjoy.
If you're like Craig and Barbara, You don't like to come out of the water either. But the wind blows and the goose pimples start. Finally, you admit that you're cold. I suppose that's one of the troubles in being a human being. You can't grow a nice warm coat to keep you warm. You do have warm clothes, though, even if some people forget sometimes to take care of them. Do you know what it is about clothes that keeps you warm? Is clothing itself warm? Of course not. A sweater only feels warm after you've warmed up inside it. There is something about clothing that keeps the warmth of your body in. Of course, on a hot day, especially when you're playing hard, you have no trouble staying warm. Then you wear clothing that lets the heat of your body out. Let's look at some cloth to see if we can find what there is about it that keeps heat in or lets it out. Barbara is using a pin to explore the threads in her sweater. Each thread is made of many hairs called fibers. If the fibers are fluffy like these, air is trapped among them. When you're surrounded by the trapped air in a sweater, it keeps you warm because air doesn't let heat pass through easily. This kind of jacket can keep you even warmer. It has fluffy fibers to trap the air on the inside. On the outside, there is a windbreaker to keep the cold air from blowing in. The threads in Craig's shirt are made of fibers, too, but these fibers are smooth. There is no fluffiness to trap the air. Because the fibers trap very little air, the shirt lets Craig cool off. Animal's fur acts like the fluffy fibers in your clothing. The air trapped in the fur keeps the warmth in. You probably wouldn't want a sweater made from the hair of your pet pup, but there are several animals whose hair we do use for clothing. The fluffy fibers of sheep's wool make fine sweaters and coats, clothing to keep you warm. The wool from this one haircut may be enough to make 10 children's overcoats. Imagine one sheep going around in 10 children's overcoats. There are other animals which grow hair that we use in clothing. Here's one of your old friends, a camel. And here is a llama, an animal that lives in South America. Hair isn't the only kind of fiber that comes from animals. Many kinds of caterpillars spin a fiber when they make cocoons. The caterpillar makes a liquid that comes out of a small place just below its mouth. When the liquid comes out into the air, it hardens and becomes silk. Thousands of years ago in China, the people learned that these fibers could be unwound from the cocoons, spun together, and made into beautiful silk thread. Animal fibers aren't the only ones we use to make cloth. Did you know that most of the plants you see every day also have fibers? Of course, not many have fibers that are strong enough to be made into thread. But long, long ago, people found that fibers could be used from this plant, which is called flax. Flax fibers are woven into linen cloth after they're twisted into thread. Another kind of plant fiber comes from this seed pod. When the pod is ripe, it pops open. Something comes out that looks very much like cotton, and for a very good reason. It is cotton. You can see how these fibers might be twisted together to make a thread. From these fibers, we can make thick threads and thin threads. Fine cloth for dress-up dresses. Heavy cloth so strong that it takes several weeks before holes appear in blue jeans. You know that we can get fibers for cloth from plants and from animals. Do you know of anything else from which we can make fibers? How about beans? Do you think we can make fibers from salt? From coal? Or from straw? Or from milk? What do you guess? Yes or no? If you guessed that the answer is yes, you are right. Scientists studied fibers made by insects like the caterpillar. Thought that they might be able to make a chemical that becomes a fiber, too. They learned to make chemicals from many things. Here are chemicals that are being made into fibers as they're squirted through tiny holes. Would you like to try making a thread out of milk? Fill an eyedropper with milk and squirt it slowly into some vinegar. You'd hardly want to sew a button on with this thread, but it will give you an idea of how scientists have learned to make fibers. We've been talking all this time about the fibers in Craig's and Barbara's clothing. But of course, these cotton fibers aren't really ready to wear to school yet, are they? All fibers must be twisted into threads before we can make them into cloth. Some kinds of fibers need to be straightened out before they can be twisted. Long ago, people learned to straighten wool fibers like this by pulling them through something with many points. This is called carding. Then the person attached the fibers to a small weight. By pulling the fibers out little by little and spinning the weight, she could twist the fibers into a thread. How long do you think it would take to spin enough thread this way to make just one sweater? One day, someone thought of using a wheel to twist the fibers instead of spinning a weight by hand. This is the way it was done by our Pilgrim mothers. And to make the thread into cloth, they used a loom like this. The thread passes back and forth, back and forth. The Pilgrim child who got a new coat that his mother made this way really took care of it. But just look what Craig and Barbara and you have today. Dresses and shirts and pants, underwear and socks and coats. Think how rich you'd seem to that Pilgrim boy and girl. And you know why you can have so many things. It's because we have machines. We have machines that spin and wind thread, miles and miles of thread every hour. And we have machines that weave cloth. The threads go back and forth so fast you don't see them. There is cloth for school, and cloth for play, cloth for the cold, and cloth for the rain. It might be fun to get a magnifying glass and look closely at some of your own clothing. Some of your heavier clothes probably will be at least partly wool. You can see the fluffy fibers which trap the air that keeps you warm. Many of your clothes will be made of smooth plant fibers, probably cotton. Try to pick out the new kinds of fibers that scientists have made, things like nylon and rayon. You and Craig and Barbara will all have a better idea of why you wear the clothes you do. You can find out why some clothes let the heat of your body out on a warm summer day at the beach. You can find out why a wool sweater will feel good later when you get cold. And it might even help some children to remember to take care of their clothes. Wouldn't that be a surprise?
I love that film. It's very, the pacing is very slow, but it shows a lot, gives a lot of information. And it takes place at the beach. That was another film that I had queued up to show you last Friday when the internet crapped out. Oh, and I apologize. It sounds like I actually showed a lot more of that film, It's a Thought, than I thought. Basically, I started getting these warning messages that the internet was dropping out. Then I was like scrambling, so I didn't get a chance to see like what actually got broadcast, streamed. So, as a completionist, I felt like I needed to show it in its entirety. Before the streaming event, I was in negotiations with the company that made this film, in hopes of getting more films online. This is Frank and his dog. Enjoy.
Frank and his dog.
Actually, I'm wrong. That's Encyclopedia Britannica.
One
I was
day,
talking
not
to
very
Cornet.
long ago,
Sorry.
it was Saturday. You know how Saturdays are. Everyone has something to do. Yes, it's a very busy day. A good day to wash the car. And that is what Dad is doing. Frank, our son, has found something to do, too. What do you suppose it is? Why, he is going to sweep out Penny's house. Penny is Frank's dog, you see. But here is Penny now. He wants to come through the gate, but we're all too busy to open it for him. Do you think he can open the gate by himself? Yes, he can. Penny looks around. He sees that everyone is very busy. And he wants to be very busy, too. Well, here's something. Jean, will you play with me? I want to have something to do, too. Come on, Jean, and play. Now, Penny, stop that, says Jean. Can't you see that I'm very busy? I have no time to play now. There now. Go away once and for all. But what is Penny up to now? Penny, what are you doing? Why, he's trying to play with the broom. Oh, no, you don't, says Frank. Now, Penny, stop that. I have work to do. I'm very busy, Frank says. Penny! Here, go chase this. Now, where did that stick go? Is it under these flower pots? Now, Penny, look what you've done. You've knocked over a flower pot. What am I going to do with you? No, it's no use begging. I have no time to play with you. Go away and find something to do. And so it's Saturday, and everyone has something to do. Everyone but Penny. But what's this? What is Penny up to now? He sees himself in the hubcap. He wants to play. But Penny will only be in the way again. Go away, Penny, Father tells him. Nothing to do, says Penny. Everyone is just too busy to play with me. I wish I could be busy, too. Uh-oh, what's this? Why, it's Tabby, Mrs. Brown's Tabby. I wonder if I should chase Tabby. Yes, I will. And up into the tree goes Tabby. Penny! Penny, Penny! But Penny is having fun. He is very busy now. Up he goes. And again. But who is this coming here? Oh, it's Mrs. Brown. Tabby is Mrs. Brown's cat. Poor Tabby. Has Penny been mean to you? That's right, Penny. You just better go into your house and stay there. Mrs. Brown is very, very worried. She asks Father to help get Tabby down. But Tabby isn't so sure she wants to come down. Will Penny promise not to chase her again? There, Tabby, everything's all right. We'll soon have you down out of that tree. There we are. Mrs. Brown is happy. Tabby is very happy. And so are Dad and I. But what about Penny? Penny, you're a bad dog, says Frank. We don't love you anymore. That's right, go into your house and stay there. But look, what do you think I have on the tray I'm carrying? Cookies and lemonade. Cookies and lemonade for everyone, for we've all had a busy time. And Frank, here are some dog biscuits for Penny. Biscuits for bad Penny, asks Frank. Penny has been nothing but trouble all day long, Frank says. He's been in everyone's way. Why should he get any biscuits? You don't think he should get any? I ask Frank. Of course not, says Frank. He is a bad dog. No, Frank. What Penny did was bad. But Penny is not bad. And if we had taken time to play with him, perhaps he wouldn't have been so much trouble. Now go on over and make friends with him again. You're not a bad doggy, Penny. What you did just wasn't nice, Frank says. But I guess we weren't nice to you, were we? We love you, Penny. We always will.
So I was wrong. So I was in talks with Cornet, the company that owns Cornet, which is Phoenix Films. And that film was Encyclopedia Britannica. And a lot of people noticed in the comments that, yes, this is very much like a first grade reader, or in that it's a very simple story, very simple characters, and there's some sort of narrative there. But it's really about reading, getting kids to read. So, and I have other films featuring those characters, which I will be busting out as we go further along. This next film is really, it's a How to Be a Good Loser. It's part of this series by Centron, which included The Bully, The Outsider, The Gossip, The Show Off, and this one is How to Be a Good Loser. Enjoy.
And now, I'm sure you're all interested in the results of our class selection. The votes have all been counted, and the new president of our senior class is Ray Medford.
All I want to say is, I appreciate this honor you have given me, and I only hope I can do as well. Say, that Ray...
Just look at all the things he's done.
And you can rest assured I'll do my best to be a good president of the finest class Lincoln High has ever had.
Congratulations, Ray.
Thanks a lot, Dick. I'm sorry you both couldn't have been elected.
Oh, that's all right. If you need any help on special committees or anything, just give me a call.
Sure will, Dick. There goes what I call a good loser.
At the start of his senior year, we all knew Ray Medford as an excellent student and a swell fellow. I'm the debate coach here at Lincoln High, and I regarded Ray as a fine speaker. He had won the extemporaneous speaking contest at both the district and state meets for the past 2 years. Ray was confident, sometimes even a little cocky, because Ray knew how to win.
Hi. Hi, Steve.
Oh, Ray.
Yes?
Would you come over here for a minute, please?
Okay, Mr. Murray. I'll be back in a minute.
Ray, I'd like to have you meet Marilyn Jackson.
Hi, Marilyn.
Hello.
Perhaps you remember Marilyn from the tryouts last week, Ray.
Sure. I thought you looked familiar.
We're going to use Marilyn in extemporaneous speaking this year, Ray, to sort of break her in to take your place next year.
Oh, had me worried there for a minute, Coach. I thought maybe I'd lost my place on the team.
Oh, no, I couldn't.
What I'd like to have you do, Ray, is to help coach Marilyn this year. I don't have time to give her all the help she needs, and if you could work with her...
Sure, I'll do anything I can to help.
That'd be swell.
Well, go to it, kids, and if you need any help, Ray, let me know.
Okay.
Thanks, Mr. Murray.
Have you had much experience in public speaking, Marilyn?
No, I haven't. This is just my first try. But I've heard you the last 2 years when you won the state championship for us, and you were just grand.
I was just lucky. But let's see what we can do to help you. Now, first, if you go over there and...
Ray worked hard with Marilyn. He helped her find suitable material for practice. He pointed out the flaws in her delivery, suggested ways for her to improve, and, most important, Ray was patient and understanding.
Oh, Ray, I'm so sorry I'm so slow to catch on. I bet Mr. Murray won't even take me along for the trips. But it sure is nice of you to help me this way.
Look, you're doing fine. Remember now, act natural. All right, let's try it again.
Ray and Marilyn both worked hard at the job of getting Marilyn ready for competition. And as time went by, Marilyn improved steadily, with Ray always helping, always encouraging, always urging her to do better. Then came the big day of the district tournament at Lincoln High.
This tournament's just kind of like old times, you wouldn't it, Ray?
Boy, I don't know. Looks like pretty rough competition this year.
How about you, Marilyn? You ready to knock 'em dead?
Scared as I am. I doubt if I'll even be able to stand up. And you know what?
What?
I keep thinking, what if I start to speak and no sound comes out?
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. You just do what I told you and you'll come out all right.
All right, Coach. But I doubt if I get very far in such high-level competition as this.
You wait and see.
Let's go.
Our team had done remarkably well in the morning, and feelings were running high when the extemporaneous speaking contest. When his turn came, Ray, as always, was sure of himself and spoke in the crisp, smooth manner that always brought approving smiles to the faces of the judges. Ray was carrying the banner of Lincoln High to another championship. Marilyn was the last speaker. At first, she had a bad case of stage fright and seemed a little shy. But once she got started, she began to appear natural and warm. The more she talked, the more confident she became. Marilyn was doing all right. And the judges? Well, Marilyn had impressed them, too. After their conference, in which they weighed the merits of the contestants, the judges announced the results.
Third place in the extemporaneous speaking contest goes to Mr. Frank Hobson. Second place winner is Mr. Ray Medford. First place in the extemporaneous speaking contest goes to Miss Marilyn Jackson.
Thank you.
Gosh, Ray, I'm sorry. I don't know why they picked me, but I want you to know that I realized that it was your help that made it possible for me to win.
Yeah, sure.
Marilyn had won fair and square. But when she saw the resentment in Ray's eyes, I'm sure she would rather have lost. As for Ray, well, losing was a new experience for him, and I wasn't quite sure just how it would affect him.
Hi, Ray. Well, how's the champ?
Dad, I didn't...
Lincoln didn't have much competition this year, eh?
But, Dad,
Yes, sir. As I was telling the boys down at the office today, I said, he's won 2 years in a row, and he's a cinch to win a third.
Dad, I didn't win.
You what?
I lost.
Why, son, you've won the district title for the last 2 years straight. What happened? Did the judge...
Marilyn Jackson won.
You mean the girl you've been coaching? Well, well. Marilyn Jackson, eh? Well, what do you know about that?
Hello, Ray. How'd it go?
He lost.
Oh, well, we'll have to lose sometime. You've had your share of winning.
He lost to Marilyn Jackson. She's a little girl Ray's been getting ready to take his place. Looks to me like she got ready a little too soon, son.
Frank, you shouldn't tease him about it.
It's all right, Mary. He knows I was only kidding him. Fella's got to lose once in a while.
He seemed to be taking it pretty hard.
That doesn't mean a thing. Ray's always been a good winner, and he'll be a good loser, too.
I hope so.
Wasn't that a wonderful speech Marilyn gave you?
Yes, and did you see that look on Ray's face when she got that trophy?
Hi, Chuck.
Hi, Chuck.
Hi, girls. Say, Marilyn, you really surprised us. Why, now that you're district champ, your first year, why, who knows? You might be able to go ahead and win the state title for 3 years like Ray tried to do.
Say, Marilyn, I bet you I don't think I
Well,
could.
why not? You beat Ray, didn't you? We didn't figure you could do that either.
Say, Marilyn, how did Ray take it?
Oh, fine, I guess. But look, you know I couldn't have won if Ray hadn't helped me.
Here he comes.
Hi, Ray.
Hi, Ray. Say, Ray, how about coaching me for the exhibition meet next week?
Don't do it, Ray. You just can't trust these women.
To learn all your techniques and then beat you at your own game, just like Marilyn did.
Champ the chump in 10 easy lessons.
Why don't you all shut up?
Well, Jeff him.
He likes praises when he wins, but give him a little kidding when he loses. And, well, we're supposed to shut up.
Oh, I don't think you should tease him about it.
Well, why not? He's not any different from anyone else, is he?
Well, no, but he feels bad and he lost.
So
and-
what? He's won lots of times.
Maybe that's his trouble. He's so used to being a winner, he's never learned how to be a good loser.
Well, I never expected Ray to be that kind of a character.
Neither did
I.
Well, you know what? Ray, I'm sorry I got you into all this.
I'll bet you are.
Really, I didn't have the slightest idea I'd win. You'll always be the best as far as I'm concerned.
Is that why you smiled at the judges the way you did? Played me for a sucker all along. That old business of being so afraid. Poor helpless little girl. Didn't know a thing about speaking. Oh, what a laugh.
Ray, I didn't. Oh, what's the use?
Marilyn, I'm sorry.
Ray, will you come here a minute, please? I'd like to talk to you about plans for the state contest next month, Ray.
I won't be there, Mr. Murray. I'm not going to be on the team anymore.
Do you have a reason?
Not interested, that's all.
Ray, you don't like being second best very well, do you?
What do you mean?
I mean that since you didn't win first place for once, you've decided that if you can't be best, you won't be anything.
I don't think
I know how much winning the contest meant to you, Ray. And I know that you feel Marilyn has, in some way, betrayed you. And I know that you've been taking quite a bit of ribbing from some of your friends. But we're a team, Ray. And as a team, we win or lose together. Maryland's first and your second place gave us the tournament. We're district champions again, Ray, largely due to your speech and your work with Maryland. Ray, think this thing over. Think how Dick reacted after you beat him in the student council elections. Think, Ray. You can win a lot of respect and inner strength by becoming a good loser. Well, it's up to Ray now. He can still change his attitude, but he must make a decision. Does being a good winner make it hard to be a good loser? Would Ray have been a better loser if his family and friends hadn't kidded him about his loss? Will Ray ever be able to be a graceful loser? How would you have acted if you had been Ray? What do you think?
I like those open-ended Centron films from the 50s. And like I said, there was others in that series, the Bully, Show Off. And it's interesting, like, this is one of the few that actually has adults interacting with it. The other ones the adults are very much on the periphery, and the students and their friends, they figure it out, or they have to figure it out. And this one seemed like he was okay until he talked to his friends and his family, and they got him all riled up and angry. He seemed fairly gracious until, he just constant barrage of people saying, ribbing him about it. Pretty horrible. All right, last film. This one is part of a series. Gene Starbecker helped do this. It has an awesome song, which you can sing along to. And it's is a career in the professions for you. Enjoy.
What work you want to do? If not, start finding out now what the possibilities are for you in the world of work. At some time, you have probably seen yourself in one or more of the many professional occupations. If you feel you would like very much to work directly with people, caring for their health, or ministering to their spiritual needs, encouraging their intellectual and emotional development, defending their rights, or helping to solve their social and other important problems, or if you're turned on by the sciences, or mathematics, or business administration, or if you have a drive to design, to build, to entertain, inform or inspire. If you have any such intense interest, then a career in the professions may be for you. Most of the professions are occupations such as practicing medicine, or the law, in which you must have a thorough understanding of a specialized body of knowledge and how to use it. For entry into professions of this kind, you must have a college education, and often an advanced degree requiring from 1 to as many as 5 more years of formal study. In a much smaller group of professional occupations, such as dancing, creative writing, and playing in a professional sport, you must have well-developed talents and skills. But no matter what profession may be your goal, the preparation for it will demand dedication, a willingness and determination to make a continuous and self-disciplined effort over a period of years. More than 11 million persons, roughly 1/8 of the workforce, are engaged in the many professions in the United States. 4 of every 10 are women. Professional workers, up 50% in the last decade, have been increasing faster than any other occupational group. Continuing rapid growth is expected generally, with moderate or little or no growth in a few individual professions, such as teaching in the elementary and secondary schools. It is possible for professional workers to earn large incomes. Not all, but many. Generally, professional people are highly respected, and they have the satisfaction of knowing that their work is important to society. If you have a strong desire to help people get well and stay well, you'll want to know about the professional occupations in the health services. The largest is nursing. More than 700,000 registered nurses observe and record the progress of patients, administer medication and treatment under a physician's direction, and perform many other duties. Physicians diagnose diseases, treat the sick and injured, and seek to prevent illness. 1/5 of almost 300,000 physicians providing patient care are general practitioners. The others specialize in some 30 different medical fields. These are a few. Also on the health services team are men and women in many other challenging professional occupations. Professionals in the health services are also found in the armed forces, serving throughout the United States and the world. Working with people as a clergyman, you'd serve the spiritual needs of the congregation and counsel and help the members and community in many ways. Or you might teach in a seminary, be a missionary, or a chaplain in the armed forces, bringing faith and comfort to our service personnel wherever they may be. Teaching is the largest profession, having more than 2.5 million men and women working directly with more than 60 million students. Many teachers are also members of other professions, such as home economics, or medicine, or the sciences. Kindergarten teachers provide experience in play, artwork, and stories. They introduce science, numbers, and language, and encourage curiosity. In the elementary schools, teachers teach several subjects and usually work with one group all day. In junior and senior high school, teachers usually specialize in a single subject and teach a number of classes each day. Instructors and assistant, associate, and full professors deliver lectures and lead class discussions in the country's 2,600 colleges and universities. They direct graduate students in teaching freshman courses, counsel students, and grade assignments. Many also engage in research, aid in college administration, write for publication, or serve as consultants to industry, government, or community agencies. Instructors also teach the many courses available in the Armed Forces Service Academies. Librarians provide an important service in making information available in many forms in school and college libraries, in public libraries, and special private company libraries. If you are concerned with the rights of people, you have probably thought about the law. Most lawyers go into general practice helping people with all kinds of legal problems. Many others specialize in one branch of law. Social workers from public, private, and armed forces agencies help individuals, families, and larger groups to solve the many problems that affect their well-being. Social workers help people to understand their problems and to obtain needed services, including financial assistance, aid for troubled youth, working mothers, the ill, the disabled, and the aging, and they conduct activities in institutions for the young and older persons. School counselors help young people, primarily in the secondary schools, to plan and achieve their educational and career goals. Rehabilitation counselors work to make the physically, mentally, and socially handicapped able to earn their living and care for themselves. Employment counselors serve all kinds of people, helping them to choose a just right career area and to plan the necessary preparation for it. Also, psychologists, whose function is to understand people and explain their actions, help many with problems to make satisfactory adjustments. What really absorbs your interest may be the social sciences. They are concerned with all aspects of human society. Most social scientists teach in the colleges and universities. Economists study the production, distribution, and consumption of goods and services, and develop data and theories that often influence government and industry planning. Political scientists study the theories, objectives, and organizations of all types of government. Historians describe and interpret the people and events of the past and present. Anthropologists examine civilizations of the past to help understand our society today. Sociologists analyze the behavior and relationships of groups to the individual or to society. Geographers are concerned with the distribution of people throughout the world, with types of land and water masses and natural resources. From the research of those in the physical sciences have come whole new industries: plastics, nuclear energy. They include chemists who search for new knowledge about substances, physicists who analyze forms of energy and the structure of matter, and astronomers who study the structure, extent, and evolution of the universe. To environmental scientists, the Earth is their laboratory. The Earth's land and water, its interior, atmosphere, and environment in space. They have an important role in solving the problems of a polluted environment. Most geophysicists are employed by industry to explore for petroleum, natural gas, and mineral resources. And then there are the life sciences, basically botany, the study of plant life, zoology, which is concerned with animals, and microbiology, the study of microorganisms, such as bacteria. There are professional workers in many specialized occupations in each of the three basic areas, and in others that cut across areas. Those in other professions preserve our natural resources, such as foresters, who develop and protect the forests that cover 1/3 of the country, and range managers, who do the same for 1 billion acres of rangelands. Does mathematics grab you? Mathematicians today are engaged in expanding activities, ranging from the translation of scientific and managerial problems into mathematical terms to studies of the effect of new drugs on disease. Closely related statisticians make their contribution to society by drawing a portrait of the world and its inhabitants in numerical terms. Also allied with the mathematician, the actuary designs insurance and pension plans and maintains them on a sound financial basis. There are many professional occupations in the business world. Advertising workers are needed to plan and prepare the ads and commercials companies use to sell their products and services. Marketing research people gather and interpret information upon which businesses decide what products and services to offer in what markets. In another area, public relations workers encourage good corporate performance in their company and tell the public about it. Reporters and technical writers are among other professional workers on the business scene. Systems analysts develop data processing systems for solving accounting, inventory, and other problems. Computer programmers prepare detailed instructions telling the computer exactly what to do. Accountants are professional workers. So are personnel workers, industrial designers, and interior designers. Do you have a desire to design, to build the structures or machines of the future? Each of these started as a sketch on some architect's drawing board. Architects may work with other professionals, such as urban planners, landscape architects, and engineers, on major projects like the designing of an entire town. Engineers contribute in countless ways to the welfare, progress, and defense of the country. They also serve in all departments of the armed forces. Because a great body of basic knowledge is common to most of the many engineering specialties, it is possible to switch from one field of specialization to another. Possibly, you have an overwhelming urge to entertain. You would have to have that and endlessly polished talent and a driving determination, too, to make a go of it in the performing arts. All the professional occupations in the performing arts are overcrowded. For many people, it's difficult to even make a living. More than 35,000 athletes are engaged in some form of professional competition. Competition for jobs is keen. While salaries of some are high, they are made during only a portion of the athlete's working life. Now, you may have seen one or more professions you would really like to get into. But before you make up your mind, learn about the many other career areas, including those that don't need a college education. Seek occupational information on your own. Talk with your school counselor, with teachers whose subjects interest you most, with your parents, and the people at your local state employment service office. They can tell you about local earnings and job conditions. Visit your local armed forces recruiter and find out all the opportunities and training available to young men and women. Then, with knowledge of the many alternatives, choose the career area that suits you best and start putting together your credentials for a fulfilling future in the world of work.
What you gonna do when the time comes and you have to earn your way? What you gonna do when the time comes and you have to earn your pay? What will you do when you're finally on your own? What will you do when you're finally on your own?
What will you really do?
So the Department of Defense helped pay for that. Gene Starbecker, I saw, wrote it. Gene Starbecker, of course, did those amazing bus safety films, And Then It Happened, and Death Zones. This is a little bit more tame, but that's a great song. Counselor Films also did Fun or Dumb, Graffiti, and Destruction. Also have really great songs. So somebody there had a good relationship with somebody that wrote jingles and wrote songs, and felt it was important that each film had to have a song. And that one will stick in your head. I noticed that some people were commenting like, I've heard the song before. It's like, yeah. I've shown several in this series. I don't have all 40. I would say I have probably close to 20 in the series, but I'm actively always looking for them because they kind of cover all these different fields and different ways, just different things that are out there. Thanks so much for tuning in today. Thanks to Calvin for, on Friday, donating some coffee to AV Geeks. It was delicious. I drank some coffee. Even though I was on vacation, it was very delicious. So thank you for that. if you liked us, or at least like kind of what we do, like us on Facebook, YouTube, subscribe, blah, blah, blah. It is not 7/8. Obviously, I have to change that. It's 7/13. And you can go to avgeeks.com, and you can watch other shows that we've done in the past, and buy DVDs, share, spread the word, and I will be back tomorrow, not so discombobulated, and more back into this swing of things. But thanks again so much for you guys tuning in. It means a lot, and we will see you soon. Bye-bye.